We left off yesterday. We were learning about beating the stuffings out of the Yetzer Hora, and that was by Big Baltachatam, right? You learn Torah, you'll say Kriya Shema, and then you are Zeicher Yom Hamisa. And then we had over here about everything. Everything was given to Moshe Sinai, the Torah and the Mitzvahs and the Mishnah, right? So everything we have is straight from Sinai. And then we learned we left off about the two sides, the double-edged sword of Kriya Shema Lamita, and we've said that Raimos Kelvin Groinam, which refers to Kriya Shema, is Cher Pipiyos Biyadam. Okay. How do we know to talk about Kriya Shema Lamita? Because right before it says Yiran Amish Kevaisam, the praise that you say, the singing to Hashem on the bed, which is Kriya Shema Lamita, and after that it says about the double-edged sword. We left off by Amrei Abshim Ben Lakish, 6 lines down into the wide lines, towards the end of the line. The last thing we said was that anyone that says Kriya Shema Mazikim Bedilun Himenu, the Shadim or all the Kachsim in the world will stay away from a person that just said Kriya Shema. I saw from Rabbi Yehuda Batavi, mentioned him. He said, in Kriya Shema Lamita, you wake up in the middle of the night, before you go back to sleep, you say Kriya Shema Lamita again.
Oh, what happened?
No, they didn't. You wake up in the middle of the night. You wake up, you should say Kriya Shema Lamita again before you go back to sleep.
So this man that we should do that today?
That's what he says. He said, in Kriya Shema Lamita.
Have you done that or?
I can't say I've never done it. I don't, normally when I wake up, I wake up most nights quite a bit, you know what I'm saying, but I don't wake up awake. I look at the clock what time is it and I go right back to sleep. So it's like, but if you get up and you're sort of like you
get out of bed.
Whatever up means that you're in a matzah, say Kriya Shema, that's what he says, maybe you got to go to the bathroom, maybe. Okay. So that's where we left off. That the pasuk says, B'nei Reshef Yagbiyu Uf, right? That the Uf is Torah, that the property of Torah is Hasoif Einecha Boi Beinenu. This is a big side in Torah, okay? That everyone has to recognize. That if you Mesiach Das with Torah, it disappears. Okay, that's why Torah is called Uf, because it just flies away. It's like a bird, right? It just takes off if you're not constantly working to contain it, right? That doesn't mean you're done with God for the day. That means now I have something to think about all day. And this way you have the kedusha of Torah all day, and you have the ability to retain it, okay? And Reshef is, we said, is Kachas Atuma, because the pasuk of Mizei Rav Chumar Reshef Katam Meriri, which refers to all the Kachas Atuma and Shadim that are going to take retribution and Klal Yisrael if they do Averis. So that's what Kriya Shema Lamita does. Fine. That's interesting. It would seem to be that besides Kriya Shema Lamita helping a person with Kachas Atuma, it's not like all Torah would help people with Kriya Shema with Kachas Atuma. Zakamar, okay, weiter. 6 lines from the into the wide lines towards the end of the line. Amr Shim Ben Lakish.
No, we saw that before.
That what?
No, wasn't that the idea over here that Chacham doesn't have to say anyway?
Very good. Yeah. Very good. The Gemara says, Amr Shim Ben Lakish. Kol ha'esi b'Torah yisurim b'dilin heimenu. Anyone that, and here he extends it, right? Rav Shimon Lakish extends mamash the uf to all Torah. Rav Shimon Lakish calls Yisurim Medilin Heimenu. Person learns Torah, or he toils in Torah, right? Yisurim stay away from him, and will go away from him. Shenemar B'nei Reshef Yagbiyu Uf, right? Reshef is the Mazikin, is the Tumah. Yagbiyu Uf, right? The Uf, which is Torah, Beinu Fel Torah, Shenemar Safi Nechaboy Beinenu, Beinashem El Yisurim. Because that's one of the list of the things that cause Yisurim in the Teichecha. Put on my Kaisel show by mistake.
Too many tie covers. Just keep your jacket close.
Yeah, I didn't want to just throw it out. But I hung it up on a hook in my room, but someone threw it into the laundry again. Okay.
Makes a good conversation piece.
Yeah. Zakir B'Yechid, you have to bring me a raya from a pasuk in Iyov that if you learn Torah, from a pasuk in B'nai Reshav Yakvi Uf is a pasuk in Iyov. Yeah, you have to bring me a raya from a pasuk in Iyov that Torah keeps away Yisurim. This is the most basic thing every child in school knows. It's because it's a fair pasuk. I feel the Tinok Shabbos Rabin Yadin Aisay Shnemar V'Yom Shabbat Tishma Kal Shom Kecha V'Yashvein of Tas the pasuk in Shmais Tezvav, right? V'Zant Mitzvah Shmat Kachukah Kal Machla Shesat Mitzrayim L'Yasem Alecha pasuk in Parshas V'Shalach, right? V'Shmat Kachukah Machla Shesat Mitzrayim L'Asvalach Yani Hashem Reipecha, right? It says clear that you listen to me, you follow the Torah. You're not going to have any illness because I'm going to take care of you. So why are you learning this out from pasuk in Iyov, which is one of the most difficult esoteric svarim in Nach? It's a fair pasuk in the Torah. So what do we learn out from other than this simple statement? Al kol she'efshar lasik b'Torah ve'ena oisek HaKadosh Baruch Hu maybe alav yisur mecharim v'oichan oisek. He says, rather, if you want to say a chiddush, right? The chiddush is azay. If you learn Torah, avad you're going to be avad you're going to have everything good, and all bad is going to be separated from you. The chiddush is if a person is able to learn and he just doesn't, there's a tremendous chas v'shalom midas hadin of yisurim of being punished, mechuarim v'oichrin, that terrible yisurim will chas v'shalom come on such a person. Shenemar nalamti dumia, right? I was silent. I refrained from Taiv, which is Torah, and I ended up having tsar that was very bad. What was he saying? What was I refraining from? Taiv is Torah. This time the biggest Torah in the world you can ever imagine, right? Everyone wants good, right? Right? What's good? Well, you go around the world. Everyone has their own definition. We have our definition. Ein Taiv al Torah. Taiv is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the way we connect HaKadosh Baruch Hu is through Torah. Okay, whenever you have to talk about Taiv, we're talking about a previous Torah here. Taiv is our gunners, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'yar al-kim is our key Taiv. Right? And he's guiding it like HaKadosh Baruch Hu, l'tzadikim, l'asad labai. Where is the ultimate Taiv? The Taiv is in Torah. And that's our connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because without Torah you can't connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? Some people think you can connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu with a guitar and a rolled some rolled herbs, right? And no, there's only one way to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is the ultimate type. That's the Torah, because Kutsha B'Yichah V'Rayis Echadu, Hashem and the Torah are one. They are literally one, because Torah is literally Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is Atzmius of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and if you want to know what that means, you have to think about it for the rest of your lives. But that is the emes. Zak Heilig Gemara. Amrab Zeira V'Tem Rav Chini Chanina Bar Papa. Barei Kamasish like Midas HaKadosh Baruch Hu Midas Bas V'Dam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is different than human beings. Midas Bas V'Dam Adam Archif T'Chavei Meicher Atziv L'Kech Samech. If you have to Chas V'Shalom sell your home, right, because you need the money, or you need to sell your car because you need the money, you're not very happy about it. So the seller is sad, and L'Kech is Samech because, wow, he's getting a good deal. Someone has to unload a property. Or a car. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Einiken. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the opposite. Nasam Torah Yisrael. He is in the mashal. He is the seller. He's giving the Torah to Chai. So Samech, and he's actually mishabech the Torah. Shenema ki lekach time nasad Torah satazayv. What do you pay for it? You pay with your nefesh, with all the effort you make, and you're literally giving up your lifeblood for Torah, right? Because you take all your kaiches and all your mind and all your shivas from Mazeh, you mevatel it, and instead you invest it into the learning of the Torah.
So someone failing if they just learn, let's say, they don't learn all the time, they should learn on their convenience.
Well, we say if learning your convenience, the chas v'shalom person can have terrible yisurim. If a person not ma'aser nefesh, if a person is not ma'aser nefesh for learning, so he's only paying a very small amount for the Torah. So what do you get? What you pay for, right? To be kind of Torah, you have to pay your nefesh. The person gives only a small percentage of nefesh, so he gets a small percentage of Torah. Obviously, everything is commendable, right? And when a person starts, if as Hashem gets inspired to do more, but a person has to realize that what they say, you get what you pay for. That's bekitzer. A person makes a simple effort, right? He gets a smaller amount. He makes a greater effort. He gets a greater amount. Amra v'vitem Rav Chizda. If someone sees that things are not going well for him, bad things are happening to him, he should search his deeds. Hashem, right? He says we have to search our ways, and we do all sorts of research into what we're doing wrong, and we do tshuva till Hashem, till Hashem. Pishmish v'lei matzah. If he searches and he doesn't find that he did anything wrong, so the taisha is that, let's say a guy, his hand's hurting him, right? So he has to look, what did I do wrong with my hand? Right? I must have done something wrong. Hashem didn't make something wrong with my hand because I did nothing wrong with my hand. It must be something wrong. I did something wrong with my hand. If he doesn't find anything he did wrong with his head, then yitzah b'bit Torah. Then he should assume that it's because he's not learning enough. And when a person's not learning enough, so Torah is his whole body. Torah is taryag. Right? Mela, the repercussions of not learning can come out in any aver of his body. Right? It says fortunate is a person who Hashem is miyaser, because Kadosh Baruch Hu, punishes, because the punishment because that's going to wake him up to learn. Meaning Hashem is waking him up in order to get him to learn. So therefore, if a person finds things that are happening not great in his life, he has to recognize that there's what to be misaken, and the ultimate klalius tikatikan is learning. Vimtala v'lei matzah, if he vimtala v'lei matzah, and if he tries saying that must be bit the Torah, and he says no, whenever I'm able to learn, I learn. A person should know that it is Yisurim Shel Ava, right? That a Kadosh Baruch Hu, Rashi explains that a Kadosh Baruch Hu sometimes will give people Yisurim, will punish them not because they did anything wrong, but that they're sort of accepting tsar, they're accepting pain for the whole world. I mean, they're making tremendous tikkunim by being saival and being ma'aseh nefesh. So what they're doing is Hakadosh Baruch Hu is sort of expanding the schar beyond their pratistika self. Their pratistika schar, they become like sort of veltz people, and they're carrying the whole world. In Mela, they get extra schar. Shenemar kes Hashem yoiv Hashem yochiach. Hashem loves. Yoiv Hashem yochiach. He's going to admonish, which means tzaddikim can be in a massive where they're suffering not because they deserve it, because they are willing. We're going to see this willingly accept. They are willingly accepting the yisurim in order to bring about the tikkun of the veld, and this way their schar gets multiplied. Amrav Schayra, Amrav Huna. Kol Shakadosh Baruch Hu chafetz b'ay matkay b'yisurim. Anyone that Kadosh Baruch Hu loves, he gives them extra yisurim. Hashem chavit dakay achayli. Hashem loves. He will give him nisyanis. I would think even if he doesn't want to accept them out of love, meaning if the person doesn't want them, I would think he has to take them regardless. No. Such yisurim is only if the tzaddik is willingly accepting them. Tamleimim tasim asham nafshay. Ma'asham ladas, it describes like a carbon asham. Ma'asham ladas, just like to bring a carbon asham, you have to willingly bring a carbon. No such thing as forcing a person ever to bring a carbon for a kapara. Kaparas have to be brought willingly. Yisurim ladas. Also, suffering is only if he accepts it, him kiblam, and if he accepts the maschar, what type of reward does he get? He's going to have nachas from his children. He's going to have a long life. Not only that, he'll know shas. His learning he'll be able to retain his learning. Hashem admires Yitzchak, he is going to have hatzlacha. There's a machlekes Yaakov Bar Idi Rabbi Chanina as to what qualifies as Yisurim Shel Ava. Meaning Yisurim Shel Ava are meant to bring out the best of the person, right? And a person willingly accepts them in order that it brings into higher madrigas. So they say, how do you determine if Yisurim are not Shel Ava? How do I know whether this must be something that a person did wrong? So one said as a right? If the Yisur is causing people not to learn, that is not Yisur Shalab. It has to be that a person has the suffering, but he can still continue with his storm. Fortunate is a person who has suffering, but he continues learning. If the suffering takes away from learning, then he has to recognize it's not Yisur Shalab. It can't be Mvatz's davening. Blessed Hashem, who did not remove me from my davening, and v'chaz miti did not and his chesed from me. Amalahu Rabban Rab Chia Barabba. Hachar Rav Chia bar Abba. Rav Abba, the son of Rav Chia bar Abba, said, no, my father said in the name of Rav Yochanan, Eil Ve'eil Yisur shall have. No, Yisur shall have can have bittul of both. It's across the board. It's the Techacha Hashem to people he love. Can even have bittul Torah and tefillah. El matam loy b'terascha tamdenu. I'll take tilam denu. Ella tilam denu. Right, which comes to us, and we learn from Torah. You have a proof from Torah that Hashem gives you servant to people he loves. We learn this from our Torah. We can learn out the Kavachayim that Yisurim ultimately bring a person to where he needs to be, to Makom Chayros. Because Shein Va'ayin, if a person has Eved Kanani, and he knocks out a tooth or an eye of the Eved Kanani, or any one of the 24 Rashi of Ram, which included 10 toes and 10 fingers, and the tip of his nose, maybe the ears, and the Reish HaKviya, Ma'ashein Va'ayin Echad Mevar Shalom, a tooth and an eye is only one of the limbs of a person. And if one of them gets knocked out, he goes totally free. Yisurim other person, his whole body can suffer chasam from Yisurim. He's surely going to go free. What is ultimate freedom? That you have a connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu on a high level. It says the word bris when it refers to salt, right? The bris in the Torah is called referred to as a bris melach olam, right? It's just like salt lasts forever. So is a covenant between Hashem and Klal Yisrael. But never bris v'yisur, never bris v'melach, like sash melach bris. It says that you have to always put on every carbon. You have to put melach. It's called melach bris. V'nemar bris v'yisurim dichsid eila divrei habris. After the teicha, it says these are the words of the bris. Right, so ma bris on melech mam tekes just like the bris covenant of melech is that it sweetens the meat, it makes the meat taste good and makes it and softens it up. Bris on b'yisurim and purifies all the sins of people. It's like the Heilige Reb Shimon. Shalosh matanos tavis, one from my famous gemaras in the world. Shalosh matanos tavis, not Kadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael. Hashem gave us 3 great gifts: iPads, iPhones, and Apple Watches. No. Hashem gave us 3 matanos tavis. Now, Reb Shimon says we have 3 matanos tavis. You know what he's telling you? If you think anything else you have in your life is a matana tavis from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you got it wrong. Because he only gave us 3. So people say, oh, Hashem loves me. I'm so blessed. I have so much money. No, that's not a matana tavis from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Right? That's what you just happen to have. Oh, Hashem loves me. I have good health. Hashem, right? And say, oh, Hashem gives you such good matanas. No, those are not matanas tavis. That's your matzah that you're in. That's where you have to be to have your bechir in order to have to earn your olam haba. Some people have nisyanis of ashiras. Some people have nisyanis of good looks. Right? Believe me, I know what it's like. And Hashem bless me. He may be so strong, handsome, and whatever. That's not a matanas taiva. There's only 3 matanas taivas that we have, and you want to know what the common denominator amongst all 3 is. L'kulay nitlan el Yisrael. So shalosh matanas taivas not HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael. Kulay nitlan el idei yisurim. They only come through suffering. Because to get something good, you got to pay for it, and the only way to pay for it is to give the only currency you have. What currency do you have that is actually yours? Your nefesh, right? Suffering brings out your soul. I mean, there's nothing that gets to you more than focusing on the fact that despite the fact this isn't easy, I'm doing it anyways. That's giving up what you have. That's your ratzon, right? That's all we have. Everything else is that Kadosh Baruch Hu gave us. The only thing that we really have ultimately is our bechira and our ratzon, and that's how we earn all these matanas tavis. Elaine Torah, why are they called matanas? It's a good kasha. Glad you thought of that one. Elaine Torah. Ve'eretz Yisrael v'olam haba. Torah minayin shenemar ashria gev asheti asranuka b'teras chasamdenu. It says, fortunate person that suffers, and you learn Torah, right? Meaning he'll get Torah through suffering. Eretz Yisrael tzivki kashi yasa ishas b'nei Hashem lekechem yasreka v'kiv siv hasreki Hashem lekechem v'yachal eretz taiva. So it says Hashem Kadosh Baruch Hu admonishes people, and he gives them difficulties, and afterwards it says you get Eretz Yisrael. You want to get derech chaim, you want to get olam haba, techachas musar. This comes about through being admonished and not having an easy time. Anyone that learns Torah and he's oisiking milas chesed begufay, the kaives badav, and he suffers, but that his children are nifted in his lifetime. Moichin like kalav menaisa. This is a recipe for for total mechilas havonis. I understand the person learns he does chesed, so we know he gets a kapar because that's a pasuk in Mishlei. Chesed, which is chesed, is gemilas chesed, but emes, which is Torah is emes. Yichapar, and this gives him a kapar. Chesed is gemilas chesed. Never read stuck with chesed yim sachayim. Stuck of a chavay. Emes do Torah shenema emes k'neival timkar. Right, that refers to Torah. Ella kaiver's bottom night. How do you see that a person that chas shal losing a child is brings back apart? Tanalehu sab b'shem Yochai. So told Rabbi Yochanan named b'shem Yochai. An elderly person told the name b'shem Yochai. Asu avin avin. It's gzeir shava avin avin. Ksiv hach b'chas v'emes chupra avin. Ksiv hasu b'shalim avos avin avos achek v'neim. That it describes that averis get patted up through one's children. Rabbi Yochanan. If a person has saras and bonim, which we think means bonim being niftachas shalom, and yisur shal, these are not yisur shalava. V'negayin loy v'atanya kamishesh be'ach v'abar maras halal ein elam mizbeach kapara. It says a person gets saras. It's a mizbeach kapara. It sounds like there is some sort of tremendous kapara from which we're expecting is synonymous with yisur shalava. So Gemara says no. There's two things. There's mizbeach kapara. Yeah, there is some sort of kapara, some sort of cleansing that he gets from it. But yisur shalava I have. It's not this tremendous madreg yisur shalava. Or else I can tell you that it depends. If you're in Eretz Yisrael, if you're in Bavel, if you're in Eretz Yisrael, that you have to go out of the machane. You're sent out of the city, and you suffer all alone over there. That's not Yisur Shalava, because that's too much. Mashenkin in Bavel, where you right, in Mashenkin Bavel, where you're not so totally excommunicated, but you're just walking around with this nega, which makes people like it's very embarrassing, right? That is Yisur Shalava. That's the way Rashi learns. Okay. Okay. Or also another difference between two types of negoim. If a negoim is betzina underneath your clothing, so then it is yisur shalava because it's between you and Hashem. If it's on your, if it's in a place where it's noticeable, so then it is. Then I don't see the Rashi now, but then I believe the pshat is it goes this way. Every time when you have the zay, you could normally have different pshat say different ways. But if Hahesia, it's too embarrassing. That's not Yisur Shalava. That is a misbech. That is less than Yisur. That is not Yisur Shalava. Okay. Ubanim loy. Right, Rabbi Yochanan said that bottom, not Yisur Shalava. What do you mean? Bottom are not Yisur Shalava? Well, we have a right bottom that children chas from dying is Yisur Shalava. If bottom means that children are dying, chas v'shalom, Rabbi Yochanan dein garm b'dasir beer. Rabbi Yochanan went around Pimenachem Avelim when chas v'shalom tragedy happened to them, and he would carry around either a tooth from his 10th child that was nifter, his 10th son that was nifter, or a small bone, and he would tell people that I recognize your tzar. Who explained to them because believe me, he says he knows he had 10 sons and they all died, and here's a tooth from his 10th son. Ella, so Melech Rabbi Yochanan had this matziv of Banim dying. Rabbi Yochanan, any Yisurim that he had were clearly Yisurim Shalava. So you see, Banim being Mesim is Yisurim Shalava. Ella, Hadal Havalei Klal, Havalei Mesim. If a person has chas shalom children and they're nifta, that is Yisurim Shalava. When we say Banim is not Yisurim Shalava, that is a person that unfortunately does not have children. That is not Yisurim Shalava. That doesn't qualify as a Yisurim Shalava. B'chia bar Abba Chalash. B'chia bar was ill. Allah Gaber Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan came to visit him. Amalei Chavinu Lach Yisurim. Do you want these Yisurim? Because he understood that B'chia bar Abba has them. B'chia bar Abba was a prized Talmud of Rabbi Yochanan. I think Gemara is going to say later in Brachos. B'chia bar Abba, he was the one who was medactic in Rabbi Yochanan's shurim the most. And so Rabbi Yochanan knew you're such a great guy. It's obviously Yisurim Shalava. He asked, do you want these Yisurim? Are they beloved to you? Amalei Loheim Le'schar. I don't want them. I don't need the schar. Amalei Havli Yodcha. Give me your hand. Yavle Yodei Ve'ukbei. He gave him his hand and he was merapeh him. Now Rizal says that Merum is over here the shame that is Meram that is merapeh chayli. Okay? Dr. Rizal say chayle is Gematria 49. Okay? To be misak to be merapeh chayli, you have to get above 49. You have to get to nun. Nun is they're nun shari bina. Okay? Ever nun shari bina, right? The Gemara in Chagiga, right? There's no Shari Bina. Okay, it means you have to get to Madrega of Dveikus HaKadosh Baruch Hu, or focus on this shame that has to do with Bina. Or once you get to the Shari Bina, you're already holding by Chachma. It's Chachma and then Bina. Okay, Chabad, Chachma Bina, right? Chachma Bina, whatever. Okay, so he says Yov Le Yodei is Rashi Tevis of the shame that's Merapah Chayli, which is Gematria 50. A Yud of Yov, the Lamed of Le, and the Yud of Yodei is 10, 30, and 10, which is the shame that's Merapah. So when he says when he took his hand, he said the words Yav Le Yodei V'Ukmei, and he was Merapah the Chayli. So if anyone wants to be Merapah Chaylim, get to the Madrega, go to the mikveh, fast a couple of days, learn through half a shas, and then go around fixing up all the chayil in the world. Okay. Comes along Rabbi Yochanan. So Rabbi Yochanan was now sick. Okay, before it was Rabbi Chia bar Abba was sick. Now Rabbi Yochanan, who was the great healer in the previous story, he was sick now. All the Gabe Rabbi Chanina. Rabbi Chanina came to visit him. Amalei Chavim Lach Yisur. Yes, do you want the Yisurim? Amalei Lohev Loischar. I don't want them. I don't want the reward. Amalei Hav Yalch, give me a head. Yavle Yadev Ukmei. Fact the Gemara, so he gave his head, and Rabbi Chanina was Merape Rabbi Yochanan. Fact the Gemara, Rabbi Yochanan was just a great healer to Rabbi Chia bar Abba. So what did he need Rabbi Chanina for? Amai like him Rabbi Yochanan Nafshei. Famous saying, Amri ain't chavish mate atzmai mibeis asurim. Right? If you're in the jail, you can't get yourself out. If you're out of the jail, just take the keys and open it up. Right? The keys are hanging on a hook right over there. So you have act. But if the person is one that's stuck, right, he can't get himself out. Rabbi Elazar Chalash. Rabbi Elazar was now sick. All the guy Rabbi Yochanan, you see, Rabbi Yochanan in Tobika Chaim. He visited Rabbi Chia bar Abba. Now he visited Rabbi Elazar. They changed to the side, not Eliezer. Chaza Davakagani Vaisafel. He saw that Rabbi Elazar lived in a dark house. I guess he didn't have money and he didn't have electricity. Gali Ledari Benofan the Hayra. Right? So Rabbi Yochanan, he uncovered his arm, he rolled up his sleeve. They were, like we said, Rabbi Yochanan was very beautiful, and that's why he said a Shari Tefillah, right? But no, we learned in the evening, and we'll get to it later on. Daf Yitas Benofan the Hayra, and the light lit up the room because he was so beautiful, and his beauty was a ruchnistic beauty, and he actually was able to light up the room. Rabbi Elazar. So Rabbi Yochanan, when now the lights are on, he saw Rabbi Elazar's crying. What are you crying about? If because unfortunately you haven't learned too much Torah, Shanina, but you're doing your best. Shanina, we learned Echad Amarbe, Echad Amam, Mishnah Mesech and the Mesech Menachos, Echad Amarbe, Echad Amambet, Vaji Chav and Libel Hashemayim. It doesn't matter whether you learn a lot, you learn a little, right? As long as you're doing your best and your kavanah is to Hashem, Hashem Shemayim, you are good. So why don't cry about the fact that you don't know so much Torah? If it's because you're poor, like a lot of them, right? Not everyone has parnasa. You have Torah. Not everyone has Torah and gedula, right? And ashiras. So you should be happy with what you have, and it's not important that you don't have money. Bunny, if it's because of your children, I guess he lost a child, right? He says, "Thank God, that's your beer." Rabbi says, "Look, he has 10 tragedies." Amalei, she says, "No, I'm crying. Lahai shufar the bali ba'ara kabachina. I'm crying about you that you're so beautiful, and I recognize that you're basar dam, and you, Rabbi Yochanan, are going to have to be nifted one day. And I'm crying that such a beautiful person is going to have to be buried in the dirt." Oh, that's what you cry about? That's a good thing to cry about. They start crying together. In the meantime, do you want to serve? Give me a hand. So you have 3 times. Over here 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
What's the point of telling us all these stories? Why not say 10 more stories of this? Do you learn something out from each one?
Oh, so I was just going to say 3 times. It's giving us 3 times Yav Le'yadeh, the Shem Kaddish, and now we're Muchzik and the Shem HaKaddish, and we're Merapah the Gan Tzaveh, without even realizing it. We're sitting here learning, and Chalim are getting out of bed in the hospital right now. That's what you have to believe. No, you have to believe. You're sitting here learning, and you be Isaac in the Sukkot of Shas, where the side of Merapah Chalim is right here. You have 4 people learning this. You learned 3 Yav Le'yadehs. Right? There's no doubt 12 people just got discharged from the hospital.
Is that factual?
For sure. And Meidachis, you have to do the opposite. Person decides, you know what, I'm not going out to lunch tonight. I'm going to go into my basement, and I'm going to flip on, some entertainment. He has to recognize people checking into the hospital,
someone just flatlined.
or whatever, or someone just got an ingrown toenail, whatever. Let's be a little more positive. Okay.
So in the Gemara where he says, "Shanidu that
yeah.
It's like he was being nice to him, okay, whatever, you little nebuch, whatever. You learned a little bit, or so don't fool yourself. You're a big rabbi, obviously, and anybody that made it to the page.
Because he even told him, you have the shulchan. He said, you have the shulchan in Torah. So he's telling him that you're attacking Gevir in Torah. It's a good shaila. It's a good shaila. Yeah. But the point is, the greater person gets, the more he knows he doesn't know, right? And in Mela, you can't convince him otherwise. You know what I'm saying? So you have to go with it. The truth is, even the Pishi Tascha, you're fine, because at the end of the day, your effort is there. The effort you can't deny, right? Look at you, you're ragging from Torah, right? So that you can't deny. What your madreg is, no matter how great a tzaddik is, right? Rabbi Chumazaki didn't know if he's going to crying right on his deathbed. He's afraid he's going straight to Gehenna, right? So Mela tzaddikim never appreciate their madrega. Mela, there's no point in going that way. That's what I would say. Rav Huna takifulei arba mea dani dechamra. Rav Huna had a wine cell, and 400 barrels of wine turned into vinegar. All the Rav Huda, the Rav Sal Chasida. Rav Huda, the brother of Sal Chasida, Rabban, and the rabbis came to visit him. Rav Mulei, Rav Ada Bar Rabban. Sometimes Rav Ada Bar Ava and Rabban. Rav Mulei, Rav Huna, we heard you had this big brach. Your wine cell, everything went vinegar. You know what? You should really lie in You should really examine your deeds, because this didn't happen for nothing. Right? You must have done something wrong. What are you chayshim me? Suspecting that I'm doing averos? We're not chayshim. Do you think a Kadosh Baruch Hu would punish you for no reason? So he said, if anyone heard anything about me that I did wrong, Adrabah, tell me. I'm happy to hear the techacha. We heard the following: you did not give to your oris. You had a sharecropper, and you have grapes that you grow, and when you gave him his cheliki, the third typically a third of the produce, you gave him a third of the grapes, but you did not give him a third of the shabisha, the zmayros. You're supposed to be mechalik also the vines, whatever, but use the old vines for whatever you want to use it for. That's even though it's not the extra fruit, but that also gets split up, right? The Mishnah Masechet B'Metzia, Kshev Shchalkim Miyayin, Kach Chalkim B'Zmayros U V'Kanim. And you didn't give him his chelek of the Zmayros. Armalu Mikashavli Midi Binei Hakad Lekule. I didn't give him the Zmayros because he stole all my grapes. So I didn't feel compelled to give him his chelek in the what's it called, in the leftover vines, because he took all my grapes. He was a ganav. Amalei had daminchi basa gan v'ganav time at time. This is the famous saying: basa gan v'ganav. You steal from a ganav. The time at time, you taste the taste of Geneva. So you may be right that he's a Ganav and he didn't deserve to get this Myris. However, at the end of the day, you are connected to Geneva. So he said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go bring him his chekin. This Myris, some say after he was makabel this, the challah, the vinegar, the turned into wine. So his barrels recovered. Others say that all of a sudden there's a tremendous need for lots of vinegar. He had the market cornered, and his vinegar went up to the value of wine. There were three things I was always very careful to make sure I accomplished. That I should daven in front of my bed, the Gemara thinks, so we're going to explain what it means. And then my bed that I slept in, the head should be facing north, and the foot of the bed should be facing south. Which has to do where the Shechina is, and maybe you set up your bed in a way that is bakavadik for the Shechina. This is more specifically Menageya, people that are married, that the tashmish is done in snuadik way, taking into account the directions of where the Shechina is shayra. What does it mean? What's the first thing? That his tefillah, his daven should be in front of his bed. Does it mean literally in the location in front of his bed? That he stood in front of his actual bed. How do you know when you daven, you have to daven right next to the wall? There shouldn't be any furniture between you and the wall. When he davened, you can see about Chizkiyahu's daven coming up in a couple of daf, right? That Chizkiyahu, he stood right next to the wall, and he davened. So you see, he's supposed to daven right next to the wall, which is halacha ma'isa. When you daven in shul, it's preferred that you go stand next to the wall, or you stand in a place that there's no one standing between you and the wall. So don't say that I daven in front of my actual bed. In close in time to waking up. Meaning I davened first thing in the morning, right? I didn't do any work, any personal work before davening. As soon as I got up, first thing I did was either I learnt my daf or I went straight to daven. And the other thing was that my bed, the location of my bed, I set it up that the bed faced north, and the feet head to north, foot to south. You know, there is a machlekes in how you touch it in Bein Tov Dharm, is it head and foot or side by side. I in Siman Reish Mem in Orach Chaim. The last halacha. Rabbi Chanina. Rabbi Yitzchak. Kol Neish Mitase Bein Tov Dharm Havilei Banim Zchar, because if you put your bed appropriately, then this is supposed to have boys. Shnei Tzvuncha Timali Bonim, we're touching up Tzvuncha, real tough meaning hidden away, but it means the schar is hidden away, but we touch it Tzvuncha to mean Lashon Sofan north. If you do things north appropriately, Yizbu Bonim, you will have sons. Not only that, his wife will not miscarry. It says Lashon Miloi Bitnam, filling the stomach. That she came to the end of term to give birth, and she had twins here. You see, Lashon of Mole is coming to the end of term, to full term. Two people go into shul to daven, and they're all alone. And one guy finishes Shemini Atzei, he leaves his friend all alone in shul. He didn't wait for his friend. Not wait for his friend. He left his friend daven there alone. They tear up the person who's lost tefillah. Why? He's showing lack of sensitivity towards the chashivas davening. Shenemar tarf nafshe ba'apoy almancha tazoiv aretz. Tarf nafshe ba'apoy, type nafshe is his tefillah, right? A person is tefillah, he puts his whole soul into it. They rip up his nefesh, his soul, meaning his tefillah, right, in Hashem's anger, because halamancha taziv aretz. Do you think that you're finished davening, Hashem is no longer there? Right? Do you think the Shekhinah only comes down to the interaction with Shekhinah is only with you? Your friend's still davening to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How do you leave and show no respect to Hashem? Not only that, he caused Shekhinah to ultimately, in the general way, to leave Klal Yisrael. Right? You cause Tzor to be uprooted from its place. Tzor is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Right? The pasuk says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Tzor, he's our rock, he's our foundation. Yilotcha, he gave birth to us. Teshi was weakened. V'imhim to loy ma schar, right? If you wait for your friend in shul, what is the schar? So if you're list HaKadosh Baruch Hu mitzvahs, you have peace like the river, or it flows like the river, and your tzedakah is kegali, your tzidkas is like the waves of the Yam, and your children will be like the sand. The sand, v'tasei me'echa, goes on with more brachos. Tanya ben Yamin Omer. Zakah ben Yamin, very interesting Gemara, it's about shadim. Tanya ben Yamin Omer. If we could see, right, what's going on in the world of Ruchnis, we would not be able to survive. We'd be faint from all the mazik and all the shadim that surround us. Our rabbi is like the rabbi inu nefishim, and shadim are not very pleasant beings. They're very scary beings. Our rabbi inu nefishim, right? There's a lot more shadim around than humans. The kaimelaki kislo ugin, they surround us like when the furrow around the hole. When you dig a hole, you put the dirt around, right? Every person is surrounded by shadim. Every one of us, we have 1,000 on our left and 10,000 on our right. And you go to the shir, the kala, where everyone would get together, right? The yachi kala they would have twice a year, and it would be so crowded. He says the reason why I feel so extra crowded, it's the ruchnistic crowd of the shadim. It's from them. They give this extra sense of people that are what do you call it? What do you call when you have a phobia of crowds? You feel claustrophobic. Claustrophobic. There you go. The verse says he feels claustrophobia. The claustrophobia is the fact that people are sensitive that they're being crowded in by all the shadim around them. How do you people that you feel your knees are weak? It's because they're weighing you down. How do you man on the bali? And you have the Talmid Chamim, their clothing it always tends to be worn down more than the average person. Did too, is because the mazik always rubbing against them, right? I guess the mazikim they draw up closer to the talmidim. Either they want to be machsh them more, or they get more, or they enjoy the warmth of the talmidim learning. Maybe there's friction against them in the clothing, and the clothing of talmidim are always getting worn out quickly. Hani carried them, the knees that are knocking into each other. It's a sense of weakness that people have is minayit from the shadim. If you want to see the shadim, actually, if you want to just prove that they're there, laisi kitma. Take ashes, nihila, laisi kitma, nihila. Nihila. Where do they take nihila? Nihila. I mean you place it, I guess. V'nehada apuraya, and put it around your bed. I'm not sure what nihila v'nehada means. You place ashes around your bed. And in Ubatzafra, when you get up in the morning, you're going to see Kikari Tanavel, they're going to see like a footprint of a chicken.
They translate it as sifted ashes to fine powder.
Oh, life kitman nihila, sifted. Benahada puri, fine. So make it fine, okay? And benahada puri. I'm not sure if that's what the word nihila means, but kitman could be just sifted flour, but I'm not sure. Okay, kitman means ashes normally. You're going to see chicken prints in it because they shadim have chicken feet. If you want to actually see them, take the shilya, take the placenta, or it's the sac that a baby cat is born. So you take the placenta or the embryo sac of a shinrasa chmasa, a black cat, basach masa v'chrasa, a black cat of the daughter of a black cat, v'chrasa bas v'chrasa. The mother of the cat should be a firstborn, and its baby should be its firstborn. V'lekale benura, and burn it in fire. V'leshachke, and crush it up. V'limli einimine, and put it on your eyes. And this is a way to see shadim. V'chazilu, and you go and see them. V'lishtad because of the parazava. And you take the remaining ash and put it in an iron pipe, and seal it with an iron coating cover. Because the shadim are going to try to steal away your super ingredients. And keep your mouth closed. That the shadim should not go into your mouth. And be mazik person. Rabbi Bar did this. Chaza, he saw Itzik, and he got emotionally disturbed. But Rabban Rachmi Alev Itzi, Rabban died for him, and he got better. Hashem listens to Rina and Tefillah. What's Rina? Rina is singing, right? What V'mkayim Rina, the basic Knesset, where people sing Sham Tei Tefillah. That's where your Tefillah is listened to. Hashem is in shul. Kim Nitza Badas Kel. Hashem is found. He stands Badas Kel in the Eidah of Hashem. Eidah is a minyan, right? The minyan people. How do you know when it's 10? So Adas Kel, if is being the place where the Eidah gathers, where Klal Yisrael gathers, is the shul. If you're not in the shul, if 10 people davening, the Shechini Imam. Kim Nitza Badas Kel. Right, and Eidah is 10. We learn that from the Meraglim. He bought b'tach Eidah Ra Zois, right, and you learn that from Eidah, yeah. How do you know 3 people that are doing it in Torah? Shechina is amongst them. Shenemar b'kavla kimishpat that mishpat in the Dinei Torah has Hashem's oversight. How do you know 2 people sitting and learning Hashem's there? Right? But people, the Yir Hashem, people that fear Hashem are talking to each other and learning. Hashem listens in, that means he's there. Right? The end of the pasuk over there is, it says, it says something about that the people have intentions about Hashem's name, think about Hashem's name. That a person is famous concept. A person has an intention to do a mitzvah, and something happens he couldn't do the mitzvah. So you get schar as if you did it. Even a single person learning Hashem's there. Any place we mention my name and Hashem's name is Torah, the Torah is Kulish Maishal Kadosh Baruch Hu. It's all Hashem's name, because in as much as Torah is a representation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's called Shem Hashem. I will come there and bless you. In fact, if even one person learning Hashem's there, so Trey me boy, so why do you have to speak out two people learning, even a person alone? And for the Gemara, Trey has a milo, and two people learning. It's not only is Hashem there, but they take an accounting in the Sefer Zechronis. It gets an upgrade to be written down in the book of remembrance. The words are not written down in the Sefer Zechronis. You have to know what that means. I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure in Upper East Side they talk about it. If two people are learning, surely three people that are sitting in the entire they're learning l'chayra. I would think maybe people dayanim, that's not considered Torah. That's just making shalom in the world. Maybe Hashem doesn't come. That three dayanim, Isaac and Adin, right? Hashem comes there because it's also considered Torah. If three people learning Torah, Shekhinah is there. Surely, if you have a minyan, right? Even though the minyan is talking about tefillah and the 3, 2, and the 1 talk about Torah, but the Gemara equates them. So the Gemara, Asara Kad Meshchina v'Asya. If there's 10 people going to daven, the Shekhinah actually waits for them over there. Tlasa Adiyasi. But 3 people, you have to get together. Once the mitzvah is together, then the Shekhinah will come after the fact. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.